Good morning, guys. Woke up late today, 1:30. Ugh, still sick. How does this keep going on? I feel like I got COVID or something. Like, this is crazy. It reminds me of when I had it. Can't really taste anything. It's not quite as extreme though. Back then I couldn't taste anything. But yeah, guess I'm getting old. My immune system isn't what it used to be or something. I'm just sick for like, it's almost gotta be a week by now. Well, at least I'm planning some stuff out and I'm getting some stuff taken care of. Getting my new SIM is going to be big for saving money and having data abroad. And oh, yeah, I'm also ordering those final components for the electrical setup. Oh, the final components, I keep saying, I know. But it's because I found out my miniature circuit breakers were too big for the setup. So instead, I have to use fuses. Well, I'm gonna hang out and watch some. I downloaded, what is it called? Alice in Borderland or Alice in Borderlands? I'm not actually sure. But it's basically the Japanese copycat show of Squid Game. It's not exactly the same premise, but something very similar. And the games are even more violent and crazy here. Whereas they're just kind of inhumane and there's a lot of pressure, time pressure typically in Squid Games. Here it's more psychological pressure. It's more like games and games of cards they're playing. It's really interesting. I like it. Um, yeah. Used to watch this show with an ex, with my recent ex, but now I'm finishing it alone. Uh, I usually don't watch series. That's why it reminds me of her because I only really watch series and movies and stuff when I have a girlfriend next to me. Otherwise, I just watch YouTube or do other stuff. Yeah. But good morning, guys. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have myself a tall cup of tea. No milk. I ran out. Talk to you in a little bit. I'm sorry about these indoor days, guys. It's just too brutal to be outside right now. But the journey continues. I just talked to my mom, updating her about my plans. And Dilato, my Dutch friend that I lived with for like a year damn near, he also sent me some well, basically technically Christmas gift money, but it's really helping out. Like first Maverick, then my sister, and now Dilato. It just makes me breathe up a sigh of relief that I don't have to go crazy and do anything wild this month. I can just survive and focus on signing myself up for that education so I can get that study money. It's really nice. And I ordered the final few components. Now that I feel a little safer with the money from Dilato, I ordered the final few components, as well as what I need to fix my elbow protectors. So I mean, I guess it's Christmas right now, so shipping times are a little fucked. They told me at the very latest I'll receive these things by the uh, by the 31st of December. So yeah, 31st of December I should receive the final few fuse holders and fuses and cable and the stuff I need for my elbow protectors. I'm already like either tomorrow or the day after, depending on how well I feel. I'm gonna go over to my cousin's place and pick up the components, the electrical components, and start working on getting everything installed in the proper place. Of course, there's still the fuse holders that are coming in, but those are smaller in footprint than the current miniature circuit breakers I got. So I could use those as an indication for how much space I have, but I'm not gonna fully mount those. Um, But yeah, I'm just gonna get the electrical setup like 99% done, and then once I get the fuse holders with the fuses, then I'll finish it up. That's gonna be in early January. So I'm definitely staying here for all of December, hopefully in this apartment. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I think I can. But of course, I don't want to just stay for another month for free. I want to kind of help out the guy who has this apartment to the best of my ability with helping out with rent and stuff. But maybe there's a few things I can help him out with personally that would make it a little easier for him. I already helped him move some furniture, but I'm thinking, bigger ordeals that he may need some help with. Yeah, because he's been too good to me, and I feel bad. I get more and more guilt around just staying here and just taking in his goodwill and his hospitality and not returning anything tangible like money. And so that's something I really want to focus on. But yeah, I don't want to just use this guy and then move on. I mean, of course, I told him he's going to be a brother for life because that's what Mike wanted. And if that's what he is to Mike, that's what he is to me. So he'll definitely see me again when I return, when the weather gets better here. Because I'm going to have to return to Denmark eventually, get some more money. So even if I do leave him, this January, and I haven't quite given him as much as I wanted to, at least I can catch up when I get back here. But preferably, I wanna at least, give him a good bit of money before I leave here. I'm listening to Radio Free Albemarle right now, going for a bit of a walk. I like going for walks when I'm sick, even if the weather is not that good. I feel like I get stronger, but maybe not on the first or the second day of sickness. But it's nice. I'm going to the supermarket with the cute worker there. Gonna see if they're there. I'm not really invested in dating or anything like that, but once in a while you see a person where you're like, damn, I should have given them my number or gotten theirs. Maybe I'm just a bit obsessed with that idea. I mean, but in any case, it's a beautiful day. I just wanted to show you guys a bit of it, and that I'm not just sitting in that apartment all day either. I gotta find some ways to keep you guys entertained now that I guess the rest of December I'm basically gonna be in the apartment for the most part. But I'm gonna start going outdoors to camp outdoors, just to get an idea of what kind of cold tolerances my setup can handle. I just don't want to be sick when I do it, I like this town. It's a beautiful place. I just feel like the big city, it's just too big for me at this point. Here I feel like an individual. In the big city, there's so much individualism, everyone's so different. I'm just a part of the mass all the same. Part of the hordes of people. If it wasn't for the cold, I'd probably live in Denmark for the rest of my life. Like if it just had decent weather in the winter. But it's simply too cold for me. I grew up here with all the snow and such. I'm just over it. I have not missed the cold. I miss the overwhelming heat where you have to escape towards an air conditioner. I'd much rather have that for some reason. I'm going for a bit of a walk in here in this knick-knack shop. I mean, they got a bunch of toiletries and knick-knacks and decoration stuff. But I found this thing, a pocket mirror, 1x and 5x, which is gonna be perfect. because I don't have a mirror for my for my toiletries, and you know I'm gonna have to pluck my eyebrows and stuff out there. So this is something I've been thinking about. I figured they may have something like in here, and yeah, it's only 19 krona, so pretty doable. Let's see if we can't find anything else cheap and useful out on the road. I forgot my fucking wallet at home, guys. Ugh. God damn it. Oh well. More of an excuse to keep walking. Alright, I got back from shopping. I got some of these cheap 9 krona. I just love these fizzy pops. Of course, I got the mirror. 19 krona, pretty cheap. I got what I need to make rye bread with cured sausage and roasted onions and remoulade sauce. Got some cheap milk, cheap eggs. I'm gonna be good for a while now. I'm gonna have all kinds of different foods to eat. I got rolled oats outside of this as well. I got I got some dinner from yesterday I can heat up now. I think I'm gonna do that. Guys, the cute worker was there from the supermarket I told you about. There were just too many people online. I didn't want to like put them on the spot and ask for their number or give mine right then and there when there were people. So who knows? Maybe I'll go back later and see what I can do. I'm not so sure though. I'm kind of hesitant towards even doing anything with anyone. But I don't know. I've been thinking about that person for the past few weeks, so I don't know, maybe it's a good idea. I guess we'll see. I cleared out all the old sauces. They were all basically either past their expiry or closed, or some of them had been left open, and yeah. I was never gonna use them, and I don't think anyone else was. So now all that's left in the kitchen is, or in the fridge is stuff I've put in there. I'm gonna heat up some of the leftovers. I just added some water into this. Then I'm gonna heat that up, and then I'm gonna add in the pasta. Let me just turn this down a little bit. And then I'm gonna add in this pasta here when it's all heated up, as well as the stuff I didn't finish eating. I just kept it in the fridge to keep it proper and nice. You know, I keep thinking, should I go back there and give that worker in the supermarket my number, or ask for theirs? I don't know. I'm feeling young again. But it's rare for me to see someone I'm interested in. Itadakimasu. I went back to that supermarket with a little note where I'd written my name and my phone number. I wanted to give that worker my phone number, but when I got there, apparently they'd gotten off, which is kind of unusual with how the shifts work at these places. I guess they must have been on the early shift, and I was just there at the end of the shift. Who knows? I gotta be honest with you guys. I got some of these to cheer me up after I didn't get to give my number to that sweet worker. And I got some tea with it as well. Not the Somali tea for now, just regular Earl Grey with the bergamot in there. I like bergamot. Well, at least in tea. But yeah, I'm gonna watch some Alice in Borderlands. Put my phone here on this thing. Lie down and just chill for the rest of the evening. I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, I still can't really taste much, but I'm feeling better. Guys, it's too brutal right now, man. It's too brutal. So basically, I was talking to Gemini 3, to plan out this route of what would happen if I just sent the wheel to my little brother in Croatia and then flew myself over there. Like what route would I realistically have to take? Um, well, Albania apparently in late October, implemented a complete ban on personal electric unicycles, and they're very good at catching the few people who do attempt to ride them and confiscating their vehicles. So Albania has just been completely closed off. And also, I found out North Macedonia on the route I had initially planned, it's like a no-go zone. Like, you can ride on bicycle paths, that's legal, and you can ride on um, the pedestrian walking paths, that's legal too. Now the issue is it is completely and utterly illegal to bring it on any type of roadway where there isn't a predestined bicycle path, which means and because they don't really have bicycle path infrastructure in the country that is sufficient outside of the big cities. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to leave a big or a medium-sized city, and then the bicycle path is going to stop, and you're either going to have to break the law and take the risk of having the wheel confiscated, getting out on that road until you can find another bicycle path, or you're just going to have to turn around and stay in that city you came from, because bicycle paths don't really lead out of these cities. So yeah, North Macedonia was technically a tolerant country in the sense that you're allowed on bicycle paths. It's just their infrastructure isn't sufficient to the point where you can just exclusively ride on bicycle paths. And Bulgaria and Romania, it's basically completely illegal there. So I've essentially been completely cut off, and more of these countries are making even more regulatory hurdles going into the future. Like now in 2026, Italy is gonna have a requirement for you to have some type of insurance for your electric unicycle or any PEV. And in France, that's already the case. And there's also limitations for how fast and how strong of motors and such. So essentially, all of Western Europe has just become a part of the Borg, with Portugal being like a single holdout. And then for the north, basically, it's all fucked up too. Norway, Sweden, fucked. You need insurance, and it can only be under 25 kilos, and just a bunch of shit. And then Denmark, I mean, technically there's a lot of the same shit there, but in practice, the cops don't care. As long as you just stick to those 20 kilometers an hour in the bicycle paths, which are everywhere, you're completely fine. And there are no history of confiscation in Denmark, outside of myself, of course. But I certainly wasn't going 20 kilometers an hour. But yeah, it just seems to me that all this globalization, all this EU fanaticism, is just leading to all these countries doing the same shit, which is just a complete dichotomy when it comes to what they actually preach. You know, they preach, oh, we gotta go green. My entire life I've been listening to this, oh, we gotta go green talk, green energy, electric vehicles. We gotta go green now, especially the young people. And what do? Ban PEVs, or effectively ban them, or make it difficult to get what you need to be able to ride them. And this is spreading to all these countries, so I'm feeling really defeated right now. Like, honestly, guys, I don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. I still want to go to Greece, but if I go to Greece, I'm not gonna be able to afford just going back to Croatia, shipping my wheel back to Denmark, getting another plane ticket. Like, I'm not gonna be able to afford that. So if I go to Greece, I may just end up stranding myself there. I guess there is one single other possibility, which is kind of insane. But that would be going from Greece into Turkey, into Georgia, into Russia, all the way up until the Russian-Finland border, the land border, and then hopefully being able to cross there somewhere, which I don't even know if that's a possibility. Gemini 3 certainly didn't think so. But that would still leave me with the issue of having to travel through Norway or Sweden. It's just starting to dawn on me that my dream of being able to ride and live nomadically on an electric unicycle going from border to border, it may not be as realistic as I'd hoped. I mean, listen, if I had like $10,000 in my bank account, I would just do it. And if my wheel is confiscated, I'm just ordering a new one. Like, who the fuck gives a shit, right? But I don't actually care about, breaking the law when it comes to these things. I'm just in a predicament right now where if my wheel is confiscated, that's it. GG, game over, buddy. So I'm just not, I just don't want to risk it with my current non existent savings. It's just kind of like asking to set yourself back a lot. It's just a risk I'm not willing to take. But if someone sends me $10,000 to my bank account, yeah, forget about it, dude. I'm riding through every single fucking country. Maybe except for Germany. Like, I'm not trying to lose my electric unicycle on day one, you know? But yeah, it kind of sucks. It definitely makes me rethink this whole thing.